Nemesis is over, but honestly, it feels like the story has only just begun. Because after everything that happened in the season 6 finale, there is one question that keeps getting bigger. What happens next? We finally reached the end of season 6 finale, and instead of giving us answers to every mystery, Nemesis seems to have created even more questions. What happens to Marinette and Adrien now? Will Adrien finally discover the truth about his father? What is Cindy planning? And what about the mysteries surrounding Natalia, Luka, and the Sailor Society? The finale may be over, but I think season 7 is going to pick up several of these unresolved storylines. And if that happens, season 7 could completely change Marinette and Adrien's relationship forever. So today, let's break down what could happen after Nemesis and the biggest season 7 theories we should be watching. Number 1. Marinette and Adrien's relationship. Let's start with the biggest one, Marinette and Adrien. Throughout season 6 finale, their relationship has become much more complicated because Marinette knows something Adrien does not. She knows the truth about Gabriel, and that's not just a small secret. This is the kind of secret that could completely destroy their relationship. If Adrien discovers that Marinette knows the truth and chooses not to tell him, that's why I think season 7 could finally force Marinette into an impossible situation. She has two choices: tell everything to Adrien or continue protecting him from the truth. But there is a huge problem. The longer Marinette waits, the worse the consequences could become. Imagine Adrien discovering the truth from someone else, not Marinette, not from Ladybug, but from an enemy. If that happens, Adrien was not just be angry about Gabriel, he could also feel betrayed by Marinette. And that's why I do not think the Gabriel secret is going to stay hidden forever. Season 7 could be the season where Adrien finally start asking the right question. Number 2. Adrien could finally learn about Gabriel. This is probably the biggest storyline season 7 needs to address. Gabriel's story may be over, but his consequences are not. Adrien still does not have the time complete truth about what his father did, and the longer the secret remains hidden, the more dangerous it becomes. Think about how much information is already out there. Marinette knows, Anya knows parts of the situation, Natalia knows the truth. There are people connected to Gabriel who know more than Adrien does, and then there's the possibility of someone using this information against him. That's where Cerise becomes extremely important, because if Cerise discovers exactly what Marinette is hiding, she could have the perfect weapon. She would not even need to defeat Ladybug physically. She could simply expose the truth. Imagine Cerise revealing to Adrien, Marinette know what your father did. That single revelation could completely change the entire dynamic between Marinette, Adrien, and Cerise. And that's why I think this secret is one of the biggest ticking time bombs going into season 7. Now, number 3. Cerise is the biggest threat. Now, let's talk about Cerise, because if season 6 taught us everything, it's that the next major threat is not simply going to disappear. Cerise is patient, she is calculating, and unlike some previous villains, she does not necessarily need to attack the Ladybug directly. She can manipulate people, she can collect information, she can use secrets, and that makes her incredibly dangerous. But here's the interesting part. Cerise still has a major problem. She needs information about Marinette. She needs to understand who Ladybug really is, and if she gets closer to discovering Marinette's identity, season 7 could become a completely different type of story. Imagine Marinette going to school every day knowing that Cerise is somewhere near, and Cerise knowing that Marinette is hiding something bigger. That would create constant tension. Every conversation could become suspicious. Every mistake Marinette makes could expose her, and eventually Cerise may get the proof she's been looking for. Now, number 4. The Secret Society is not forgotten. And now we get one of the things fans were seriously expecting to see, the Secret Society. A lot of viewers expected more answers surrounding them, but the finale did not give us everything we want. And honestly, I do not think that means they are gone. In fact, I think their absence could become intentional, because if the Secret Society is connected to the larger mythology of the Miraculous Ladybug, then bringing them back in season 7 could expand the story far beyond Papis. We could finally learn who created them, what do they actually want, how much do they know about the Miraculous, and most importantly, what do they know about Marinette and Adrien? If they have information that even Ladybug does not know, that could become one of the most important groups in the entire series, and that's why I would not write them off just because they were not properly explained in the finale. Number 5. One about Nathalie. Then there's Nathalie, another character whose storyline didn't have plenty of potential. Nathalie knows things about Gabriel that very few people know. She knows what happened behind the scenes, she knows about the Miraculous, and she understands the consequences of Gabriel's actions. So what happens if Adrien starts investigating his father? Nathalie could become extremely important. She might be the person who finally gives Adrien part of the truth, but that's another possibility. What if Nathalie is still protecting Adrien from something? What if there's information about Emily, Gabriel, or the Miraculous that even Marinette does not know? If season 7 starts exploding the aftermath of Gabriel's resign, Nathalie could suddenly become one of the key characters again. Number 6. Luka could return at the perfect time. And yes, Luka, I know a lot of fans were disappointed that he was not involved the way they expected, but that actually makes his potential return more interesting. Luka understands Marinette better than almost anyone. He knows how much pressure she's under, and depending on what happens between Marinette and Adrien, Luka could become important again, especially if Marinette starts questioning whether keeping Adrien in the dark was the right decision. He may need someone who can look at the situation from the outside, and Luka has always been one of those characters who can see through emotional chaos. So if season 7 bring him back at the right moment, he could become much more important than fans expect. Number 7. The biggest season 7 possibility. But here's my biggest theory. I do not think season 7 will simply be new villain, new battle, new episode, repeat. I think season 7 could be about consequences. Season 6 created secrets. Season 7 could expose them. Marinette has secrets. Adrien has unanswered questions. Siri wants information. Nathalie knows the past. The secret society may know even more. And all of these storylines could eventually collide. Imagine season 7 finale where Adrien finally learns the truth about Gabriel, while discovering that Marinette know the truth. That would completely redefine their relationship, and suddenly the biggest conflict is not Ladybug versus a new villain, it's trust versus secrecy. Number 8. What I think will happen. So here's my prediction. I think season 7 will start relatively calmly. Marinette and Adrien will try to move forward after the events of season 6 finale, but the secrets will not disappear. Cerise will continue investigating. Marinette will become more increasingly uncomfortable hiding the truth. Adrien will slowly begin noticing inconsistencies surrounding his father, and eventually someone will connect the pieces. The Gabriel secret will start closer to Adrien. At the same time, Cerise could become much more dangerous because she was not just be searching for Ladybug's identity, she will be searching for weakness, and Marinette's biggest weakness is no longer just her identity, it's the truth she is hiding from Adrien. Now here's the final part of the video. So Nemesis may be the end of season 6 finale, but I do not think it's the end of this story. If anything, it feels like the beginning of a much bigger conflict. The next season could finally force Marinette to confront the consequences of keeping Gabriel's secret. Adrien could finally start questioning what really happened to his father. Cerise could get closer to discovering Ladybug's identity. Nathalie could reveal information we have been waiting years to hear, and the secret society could finally become part of the bigger Miraculous mythology. But the biggest question remains, will Marinette and Adrien survive the truth? Because if Adrien discovers that Marinette know everything, the relationship may never be the same again, and honestly, that might be the biggest story Season 7 has been setting up all along. What do you think will happen after Nemesis? Will Adrien discover the truth about Gabriel, or will Marinette hiding it? Let me know your theories in comments. And if you want more Season 7 theories, leaks, and Miraculous Ladybug updates, make sure you subscribe, because after this finale, the real mystery is just beginning. Until next time, stay miraculous.